So today I am here to present you NooBanker. But first, I would like to thank you all for coming here today to listen to me pitch my business. My name is Deniz and I'm 11. NooBanker, the banking education app for kids. You see, most children know nothing about banking. Have you ever thought that? Right. Okay. So 75% of parents who give their kids an allowance give it so they can save money. But sadly, only 3% of parents say their kid primarily save their money. And our app is determined to change that. So this is how the app works. You get New Banker for $13 for with a hacker-proof account and a debit card. Then you can make transactions through the account with the debit card. So let's say he wants to buy clothes from Amazon, then he can do that with his account. And the parents set up the child's bank account first. But yes, so they set it up by putting in their bank details, and the child basically they link their bank account to the child's new banker account, and then the child can then use the account for whatever he wants with the allowance that the parents give him. But for to be more precise, this is an example scenario. So let's say they put in 100 USD to the account. Then they can customize interest rates. So let's say they'll put he gets more interest if he spends less money. So if he spends $5, he gets 1% interest. If he spends $0, he gets 50% interest, so on. So then you can also get a money lock protection. So let's say they set beforehand, so their kid can only spend 35% of their money or so. And we're also planning to gamify the learning by providing points and badges. So it also teaches. You will also be able to donate automatically to any charity you want with the money in the child's bank account. And we're also planning to collaborate with Honey to get the consumers the best deals. And did you know that 64% of consumers that are online wait for items to go on sale? So, our business model. We intend to target parents of 7 to 16-year-olds as our primary customer, and our sources of revenue will be selling cards and charging annual fees. Our first year price tactic, well, we're going to offer the debit cards for free. We're going to use DBS as our banking partner, and Visa and PayPal for the safe transactions online and offline, and Honey to get the consumers the best price. We're also going to use Norton antivirus for no hackers. But not to worry, there are many other variations like Avast antivirus or Citibank. So if a company decides to not do a partnership with us, there are always second or third choices. So this is why you should invest in us. It's a high potential business. It appeals to most parents surveyed. Around 15 parents were surveyed and 5 kids were surveyed. All of them loved the idea. On a scale of 10, they voted around 9 and 10. So our low operating cost. So our startup costs include building the app and marketing it. But after that, the operation costs are very low, only bug fixes here and then. And our key partners don't levy a high fees on users. And we have great profit margins. A card costs 10 cents and can be sold for $3. And the app, after the startup cost, it doesn't cost anything other than the operating cost, and it will be sold for $13 a year. So, yes, invest in me because I reach for the stars and never give up.
Very cool idea. Thank you very much, Deniz. I love that. Absolutely. I don't think I save too much. I think I still use a piggy bank actually. Anyway, sorry, Mr. Mutahir.
Thank you, Dennis. I love the idea of parents being able to set various interest rates in order to shape behavior and especially to encourage saving. So I just wanted to share that this idea of being able to customize rates to encourage a particular behavior is wonderful. Just a thought or maybe a recommendation. I think current parents, maybe millennials and generation Z would be a little bit less concerned. But if I was a parent right now, I would not be willing to connect my bank to my kid's bank for them to be able to have direct online transactions. However, there may be alternatives that are existing on the market that you could prototype things with, maybe gift cards that you populate. So I just wanted to know if you have looked a little bit about the concerns of parents opening their account information and connecting their children's accounts to them.
Oh, there's a slight misunderstanding. I said that because the money doesn't come out of nowhere. But when the parent connects their account to the child's account, they input the money, and the child can't use money from the parent's bank account. They just, the money may add on, and the parents, it's just for automatic transactions. The parent's bank accounts are, but the child can't like directly withdraw from the parent's bank account. The parents set the interest rates, and the money goes from parents to child's bank account. But the child can't be like, oh, I want $100 from my parents and take it out. So it's just the child can't actually spend the money from their parents' bank account. It's their own
I
bank.
see. So they only have a card. So that they don't have their own account that they can manage. It's just a card with a certain amount that the parents determine. Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome.
So is it really like a cash card that you're talking about, that the parent puts in money like a cash card, and then they then fill it up again when the child uses up the money on the cash card, and the interest rate is kind of linked to the spend or the saving? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but it doesn't fill up. It just fills up with the monthly allowance the parent might want to give. Or if the child gets $100 for his birthday, he gives it to his parents. So they put in their wallet, and on his digital account, they'll put in an extra $100 or so. But it doesn't fill up.
Right. So how does the child demonstrate the spend?
So he can have a display on his phone that shows him, oh, you spent this much money this month, or this is how much money you have left.
And it's spent against a debit card. So it's a little bit confusing. We're just trying to understand where the debit card link comes in.
Oh, the debit card. It's just what he uses for online transactions. Like, it'll have a number on it, and then he can use it for online transactions because he'll just use his own debit card number. So he doesn't use his parents'. And also it's a debit card, so he can use it on ATMs.
Yes, but which account is that linked to? That was the question Mr. Moate was asking.
The debit card's linked to the child's account.
I see. So that means that the parent has to create an account for the child first with a certain amount. But there are costs linked to these things as well. Have you built those in?
I didn't understand your question, sorry.
You can only get a debit card if you have a certain amount in a bank against which they will issue you a card. So you're suggesting that the parents open a new account for a child, and this debit card is linked to that particular account. Now, either the child can save the amount that goes into that account every month and then gets points for how much they've saved, or doesn't get any interest based on whatever because they've spent a lot of money. Is that what the explanation is?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Stern.
Dennis, I work at a bank, and I got to tell you, I wish you worked in my bank. We could use you. Who's your competition, if you have any? And why do you think, if you don't have any, why do you think this underserved population hasn't been served? Underserved population meaning kids who are getting an allowance from their parents.
I think it might come from a certain problem in our society these days where adults might sometimes treat kids as their kids, but not as like equals intellectually or with saving money or in the real world, not equally as the parents.
Thank you.